it's tough getting them all rounded up. Would you for a moment please shout out your year? Shout out your year. Huh? Well, I can't hear.
67.
Come on, guys, swing in there. Swing in there. Tighten it up. 37.
Fred Gates is here, and so is Gumps, and a friend there. Len McCabe, Mark Hammond, Herbie Warner.
I was up in the wall, and I was looking for.
This is our new trading post at Camp Horseshoe, and there's the old one, and we're about ready to watch retreat. There's some of the Sump Pumps down there. Chris Wagner here tonight. Kurt Gress. That's Otter. There's Andy Smith and Joe Egan and Tom Hillhouse. Not sure who the other fellow is. It looks good.
Enormously impressed.
It's amazing what we've done.
It is.
So. It's Mike Berkey-Heiser, the Commander-in-Chief, Neville Austin, and Mark Graham. Good to see you. Carol, good to see you. time. This is a pig roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Jamie?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you, Spud? Got a lot of people here tonight, you know?
How's it going?
Yeah, how are you?
Pretty good.
Mark Hammond.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Wandering a little a day I died, and then I always laugh and sing beneath God's clear blue sky. Boundary, 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 underneath God's clear blue sky.
Still see a couple of things about Camp Horseshoe history, some of the legends, some of the geographical features that we find here. Just for give you a short run through on some of that information and let you know where you can find out more. Is staff member from what year ago?
A long time ago.
Long time ago. Who's the staff member?
I don't know. It was a little warm, about 110 degrees, I think, when I left, and it was pouring down rain, if you can believe that. I live in the desert, and it was pouring rain. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be back here. It's been almost 5 years, I think, since I was here last. And as I was flying from Arizona, I was thinking about maybe 10 or 12 years ago. I was on a camping trip with my troop near Harper's Ferry. Has anyone been to Harper's Ferry before? So right along the Appalachian Trail in West Virginia. And Bobby Matchey, who had just recently come back from the first Gulf War, was along on this trip with our troop. And it was raining, which was not at all unusual for camping trips with our troop. It seemed every time we went camping it rained. So it wasn't unpleasant, but I remember it was raining and we were walking across a bridge. And I said to Bobby, I said, why in the world have you come back to this area, back to southeastern Pennsylvania? He's been around the world, he's seen all these interesting things, and he came back here. And we had a little discussion about that. And I think I tell that story, the first part of that story, I'll tell the second part later. But I wanted to bring that up because I was thinking about why it is that I come back to Horseshoe again and again, even if I've been away for a long time. And one of the things that's really kept me coming back is this interest I have. I don't know where it came from, but this interest I have in the history of not only the land that Horseshoe is on, and not only you all, the people who are here, but the interconnectedness of the people on the land and how we feel that Horseshoe really has a distinct sense of place. And I think that's what brings us all back, but I wanted to understand a little more about that. And so for the past decade or so, even though I haven't been here at Horseshoe, I've been doing a little research on all kinds of things related to the history of this land. And I'm not talking about the scout camp, but before 1928, for whatever reason, that is my interest. And it's sort of tied into my work. I now work for the Park Service, and I do what's called historical ecology, and I research things that happened many, many years ago, hundreds, even thousands of years ago, and tie that in to what's going on today. It's been well done. And you know J.B. Ritu wrote that excellent book on the history of camp. It includes some things from before 1928. And in my early years as a scout, Rich Foote and Clark himself and some other people really got me interested in this history thing. And so I just want to let you know that there will be more on its way. And I did have some things up earlier. I'll bring them out again after dinner. I have some maps that you may be of interest to you. You can take them. And if you want to find out more, if you'd like to help out in this project in some way, please let me know. We'd love to have some help. And so back to the story. We're now standing on the bridge, walking across the bridge at Harper's Ferry. I said, Bob, why in the world did you come back to Pennsylvania? Because at the time I was getting ready to go to college, and all I wanted to do was get out. And he just looked at me and said, Jeff, never forget your roots. And I think, I may be out in Arizona where there aren't really true roots. There's a lot of cactus out there, but no trees. But my roots are really deep here at Horseshoe. I love the place. I love the people. I'm glad to see you all here today. And I think that's what keeps me coming back.
A little auction, okay? You take home a piece of camp history, and we'll donate the proceeds to the staff fund for the guys who are working on staff down here right now, so they can have something nice. For choice, anybody want to go 45? Higher! 45, now 50, now 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. I've got 90 right here. I got 105. Sold right there for $105. Which is your choice? Which one? Okay.
It's two meters.
Oh, there you go. Come on up, take your choice.
I voted for you.
Yes, sir. What do you got? Thank you. Let me check with the rules committee. What do you guys think? They say yeah. So, almost a great grandfather in here. Okay?
Must be from Canada.
Eric Lourdes, is there a certain secret sign that the Sump Pumps are going to make when they're ready?
Which was roughly 64 to 81. Okay, well, there's fewer of you than I expected, but for all of you, you're in for a treat tonight because the Sump Pumps are horseshoes. Horseshoe, this is what, the 17th season? Is anyone counting? Next, ladies and gentlemen, do I have your rapt attention? Thank you. A long time ago, all right, I'm going to say every other word and you won't notice it. In a galaxy far, far away. Oh wait, that's the wrong script. Doesn't matter if I talk or not. All right. Scouts, former scouts, and non-scouts, this is the moment you've been waiting for. I'm here to introduce the Sump Pumps, who really need no introduction. They were the first boy band of the East Coast, and boy were they banned. As a matter of fact, they've been banned from Chester County, so we're calling this concert officially being held in Cecil County. Are you with me? They're returning after a wildly successful 2005 Little Freezes Over World Tour, and they have found Camp Horseshoe again. Their songs aren't fresh, they're ripened like fine aging cheese. Their songs aren't original. They've stolen the music from the best of them, but the writers were always glad to get rid of it. They're incomparable, but they've been compared to musical sadism. Get ready to be thrilled and offended. This year's concert, feels intense, is intense. Concert is brought to you by those wonderful people at the Flashlight Battery Association, better known as the FBA.
Hey. Can you press that? That should be in front.
Wait, I can't see it. What? Hold on, with these glasses.
Yeah, ready?
Just with it. Wait, all right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I count. It's on the road, I don't know. There is a precious Bible, finger warning, in that little log cabin by the sea. That brother Reverend neighbors who walked along the way, and the Jesus on that stormy Galilee. Precious Bible, precious Bible, precious Bible, in that little log cabin by precious Bible, precious Bible, in that little log cabin by the sea. That precious, precious Bible, that precious, precious Bible, the one that my mother gave. Zipping through the tulips, won't you come along and sit through the tulips with me? Are you ready? Running through the tulips, won't you come along and run through the tulips with me? Stomping through the tulips, won't you come along and stomp through the tulips with me?
Might as well go home.
What's up?
Let's plant an Horseshoe.
Nasty! Little plant, nasturtium, won't you come along and stomp through the nasty with me? Go downtown, get a bottle of booze. Look out, baby, I'm gonna get you. I'm good time telling, I'm back in my money and I lost my honey. I'm getting happy, I'm gonna get funny. I'm good time telling, I'm back in town. Good time telling, I'm back in town. Good time telling, I'm back in town again.
We got a vacation.
You going on vacation this year? Yeah, I was over in Africa playing cards with the natives. Cool, Zulus? Oh, I usually won. How about you? Where'd you go this year? Do you know? Well, if I knew, I wouldn't ask you. Oh, great. What state did you go to? Alaska. No, I'm asking you. Why can't it be some easy state like Ohio? I can spell that. Okay, Mr. Smarty. Spell it. It-I-T.
I'll be quiet as a mouse. Papa climbed up on the top of the house. Made a lot of whoopee, made a lot of noise. Stood up and cheered with the rest of the boys. You know, baby's in the cradle, brother's gone to town. Sister's in the parlor, trying on a gown. Mama's in the kitchen, messing all around. Papa's on the housetop, it won't come down. You know the blues they come, yeah, the blues they come. Nobody knows where the blues come from. The blues they go, yeah, the blues they go. And everybody's happy when the old blues go. You know, baby's in the cradle, brother's gone to town. Sister's in the parlor, trying on a gown. Mama's in the kitchen, messing all around. Papa's on the housetop, it won't come down. You know, Mama saw a chicken out in the yard. He picked up a rock and he hit him hard. Little brother's gone down. Sister's in the parlor, trying on a gown. Mama's in the kitchen, messing all around. Papa's on the housetop, won't come down.
If you live, if I live, I'll be there in the morning if I live. You gonna be here, gal? I'll try to be with my gal. All right. You ain't got a name.
Oh.
That's the wrong verse.
Now we start off with the vehicle.
What?
Start off with the vehicle.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Vehicle. Wow. Oh, a rich gal, she rides in an automobile. And poor gal is do quite the same. But my gal, she rides a little bit wagon. You know she's getting back just the same. And I'll see you in the morning if I live. And I'll see you in the morning when I get killed. But if I never see you again,
quick, and you got to be smart.
Quick? I'm definitely quick.
What do you mean? What do you mean quick? Give me an example of quick.
Quick, I'm so quick, I is hasty.
What you mean hasty? What? Give me that example.
Hasty. Example is,
All right.
I goes to bed at night, light switch in the corner.
Yep.
I can turn off that light switch, be in that bed, covers over, and asleep before that room is dark.
Now that's hasty.
That's hasty, all right. That's hasty.
Is you brave?
I'm brave. I'm real brave.
Well, give me an example of brave. I'll tell you what brave is. How's that? I'll tell you what
You
brave
tell me
is.
what brave
All right.
is.
Brave is this. You're going to be a lion tamer.
Yeah.
You're going to go in with the lion in the cage.
All right.
You're going to take in a big old piece of meat.
Yeah.
And you're going to put the meat down in front of that lion.
Yeah.
Then you're going to hit him on the head with a stick to wake him up so he sees that meat. And just as he's about to grab that meat, you're going to take it from him and show him who's boss.
Hold on. You said I had to be smart. Now, I definitely know I was smart.
What do you mean?
Well, I was a lot smarter than you because unlike you, I knows the difference between lion taming and suicide.
Oh, I got you.
I just want to be one of those simple lion tamers like Daniel.
But Daniel? You mean the Daniel in the good book?
Daniel in that good book, what we did sing about earlier, that Daniel.
Well, you know, Daniel wasn't really a lion tamer because there wasn't real lions, there was circus lions.
Oh, what do you mean circus lions?
I'm telling you, they were circus lions. That's just what I mean.
They were no circus lions. That was back in B.C.
What do you mean BC?
B.C. before circuses.
Washington at Valley Forge, freezing cold, but I spoke George said, "Go-do-dio, crazy words, crazy tunes, all that George could pronounce was one, "Go-do-dio, go-do-dio." Flying to the Haley, now he was drunk, but he dumb, dancing and prancing, they hooray, crazy words, crazy tunes, all that George could pronounce was one, "Go-do-dio, go-do-dio." Take it away, John.
Not the campsite.
John Sauter from New Gator or something.
Greater Falls.
Dave Connor from Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Dave Moyer from something Marshall.
Virginia.
Hey, Bill Rowe.
Hey.
She's got freckles on her butt. She is nice. She's so chic and she knits. She's got a wonderful pair of eyes. She's got freckles on her butt. She is nice, oh she is nice. She's got freckles on her butt. She is nice. She's got freckles on her butt. She is nice. My wife, I wouldn't switch. She's a wonderful little one. She's got freckles on her butt. She is nice, oh she is nice. But if you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be and wipe the seat. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be and wipe the seat. I love you, oh my darling, I love you. But if you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be and wipe the seat. Passengers will please refrain from flushing toilets while the train is standing in the station. I love you. We encourage constipation while the train is standing in the station. Summer nights are made for love, for love, for love. Summer nights were made for love. But if you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be and wipe the seat. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be and wipe the seat. I love you, oh my darling, I love you. But if you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be
wine. I keep my arms wide open all the time. I keep myself wide within all the time. Because you're mine. Please pull the twine. Down in the streets of Laredo, I walked out in Laredo one day. I saw a young cowboy all dressed in white linen, as cold as the rain. We see by your outfits that you are all cowboys. We see by your outfits that you're cowboys too. We see by our outfits that we are all cowboys. Get yourself an outfit here when you tinkle, please. Give me that white pussy. Give me a sprinkle when you tinkle, please. Give me that white pussy. I love you, oh my darling, I love you. But if you sprinkle when you tinkle, please. Give me that white pussy.
Where you been? I haven't seen you for a long time.
I haven't been around. I was taking one of those memory courses.
Was your memory really bad?
My memory was pretty bad. In fact, last year I hid my own Easter eggs.
Well, it's a good thing you took that course, John.
That was a good course, too.
What'd they teach you?
Well, they teach you these little tricks on how to remember things and stuff.
Boy, that sounds like just what I need, John.
Well, it was a good course.
Who taught that course, John?
A building and a lot of people running around and doing exercise. And
You mean a gym?
Jim! Yo, Jim! What was the name of that guy who taught that course?
Oh, I remember a poem, John.
Give it to us.
Well, being in the campcraft department reminded me of departments, which reminded me of departmentalism, which reminded me of a poem by Robert Frost. Johnny's son, Robert.
They call him Bobby.
It goes like this. An ant on a tablecloth ran into a dormant moth of many times his size. His business wasn't with such, and giving it scarcely a touch, was off on his duty run. But if he encountered one of the hive's inquiry squad, whose office it is to find God and the nature of time and space, he would put him on to the case. Ants are a curious race. One crossing with hurried tread the body of one of their dead isn't given a moment's rest, seems not even impressed. But he no doubt reports to any with whom he crosses antennae, and they no doubt report to the higher upper court. Then word comes forth in Formic. Death's come to Jerry McCormick, our selfless forager Jerry. Will the special janissary, whose office it is to bury the dead of the commissary, go bring him home to his people, lay him for state in a steeple, embalm him, wrap him for shroud in a petal, embalm him with ichor of nettle. This is the word of your queen, and presently on the scene appears a solemn mortician, and taking formal position, with feelers calmly a twiddle, seizes the dead by the middle, and heaving him high in air, carries him out of there. No one stands round to stare, it's no one else's affair. It couldn't be called ungentle, but thoroughly departmental.
I'm not sure I want to be here.
What's your problem?
Well, I was all excited about coming back to camp. Because, you know, here at camp, I got a lot of relatives. But then, you know what? I heard you guys out here auctioning dead wood, rotten wood. Need not timber shiver.
Yeah, you are a dummy, aren't you?
I'll ignore that.
By the way, if you haven't met Rusty before, this is my little friend Rusty Morgan.
Yep, and he always explains that so you don't think that he's a dummy. But he is.
Oh, wait a minute. You seem to be in an angry mood.
I sure am. You know what? You call me a dummy one more time like that, I am going to report you to Dummy Lib.
Dummy lib? You mean like dummy liberation?
You got it, Cousin Louie and I just joined up.
Let me tell you, his cousin Louie, there's a real dummy.
That does it! Go ahead. Here's our nationality and thing.
Wait a minute. Dummy is your nationality?
Yep. Actually, we're Dumarians. Dummies for short.
Well, if you dummies, you Dumarians, need to be liberated, can you name one famous Dumarian any of us have heard of who's really done something for the world?
I sure can. Let me see a show of hands. Anybody here who has ever eaten a hot dog? Put up your hand. Hot dog. All right, thank you. Do you know who invented the hot dog?
A Dumarian?
You got it.
All right, who invented the hot dog?
Frank Furter. To me, this was an awful prank, excepting it was hard. For next there was a lonely plank down in the lumberyard. Before I knew it, I was sold a dummy soon to thee. He made me with a knife blade cold. Results you all can see. I must admit, he treats me good, better than you'd expect. But I, of the pride of the tree that stood, must still occasionally reflect. My mother was a slender elm. My father, a stately birch. My sister is now a sailboat's helm, but I'm just the son of a birch.
Oh, when the saints chick-a-dum, go marching in,
Chick-a-dum.
oh, when the saints go marching in, Lord, I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in.
Lord, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in.
Down the road about 12 o'clock, went back home and I got me a pole. Went to the hardware, got me a hook, fixed that hook right on that night. Oh, say going fishing all the time, I'm going fishing too. Bet your life, you're up and wide, I can catch more fish than you. Any fish bites, got good bait, here's a little something I would like to relate. Any fish bites, got good bait, I'm going fishing, I'm going fishing, oh, I'm going fishing too. Went down the game about 4 o'clock, spotted them bluefish swimming around. Got so hungry, didn't know what to do. I'm gonna catch me a bluefish too. All say going fishing all the time, I'm going fishing too.
Indoor company and kazoo chorus. We've got a bunch of kazoos here.
Kazoos.
Let's just start passing them out because you're going to want to learn how to play these.
Okay, we got the key on that.
That's it.
Where did you say you're from?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Have you ever met a girl named Cindy?
Never met Cindy.
You look for her.
I will.
Oh, down in Memphis, Tennessee, there lives a girl named Cindy. With a guitar on her block, she's always got to give me. There's a meal called Southern Eagle that you can't resist from trying. Every time you pass her door, you can hear Miss Cindy crying. Oh, Pila Bum, come and see me if you ain't had done. Take down that swing, lay man run. Show Miss Bless if you ain't had done. Oh, Pila Bum. Let's not finish that one.
Well, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. So much of your love, it will fill up your cup with that good old Mountain Dew. Uncle Bill is still on the hill where he turns out a gallon or two. And the birds in the sky get so drunk they can fly from sipping that good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. And every Sunday your lion is blue. When the weather is hot and the preacher is not, he pulls out that good old Mountain Dew. Oh, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. So hush up your heart and fill up your jug with that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. So hush up your jug and you'll fill up your jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Then a lion heart and water has open the door, she is flat on the floor, from drinking that good old Mountain Dew. And they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. Hush up your love and you'll fill up the cups with that good old Mountain Dew. Well, INGD has a still in the tree where he turns out a gallon or three. And the brew is so high that the can rust can fly from burning that good old Mountain Dew. Oh, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. Well, hush up your roof and it's 96 proof, and the cool said it's good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our view. Stop there with a smile in your hair, and your God turn all gas. Well, we got some gas that'll set you on your, and we call it that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that good old Mountain Dew, and then that reduces our
It is essentially finished. We're going to put sprinklers in the autumn. We didn't want to rip up the grass for that. That was a major 3-year project that was financed exclusively by donations and membership fees from youth members. So I should be saluting you, not you clapping for me, because without you, that project wouldn't happen.
Yeah!